introduce our speaker. He will speak for 30-40 minutes. There will be a question and answer session. And then 5 minutes. We plan to end within the next 1 hour maximum. Thank you very much. Dr. Andrews.
All right, let's give Dr. Barrico a round of applause. Program for today. Our speaker is going to talk to us on the role of information and communications technology in facilitating peaceful Indo-Pakistani relations to promote global prosperity. So basically, we want to welcome our scholar in terms of this post-doctoral research program that he's involved in. Let's give him a round of applause. We're happy to have you here, and we'll be talking with you later on about some possibilities of collaboration further along the lines of what Dr. Barrico has been working on. Thank you very much.
Good morning. I really sincerely wish to thank all of you to be here. I understand you have a lot of other pressing assignments. So to be here is a special effort and you're making that effort. I'm thankful to you. I'm also thankful to my colleagues, Mr. Madan and Mr. Ravi, who have traveled all the way to India to be here with us. Let me first tell you about this day, 20th of August, which is a special day for us in India as far as information and communication technology is concerned. Because this happens to be the birthday of our great Prime Minister, Mr. Rajiv Gandhi. You know, he was one political leader who spoke in 1985 about preparing for 21st century. Back in those days in India, you know, placing an intercity call was a nightmare. And speaking to U.S. was completely out of question. This is in India why you wouldn't recognize, why you, even most of my fellow Indians today who are below the age of 35 and who account for almost 2/3 of our 1.2 billion population would not recognize. It is in those days Mr. Rajiv Gandhi spoke passionately about computers. And in those days computers were not at all popular in India. They were seen as machines which caused unemployment and therefore he was ridiculed for his efforts. But as all of you know, life has moved on, particularly in India because of the policy initiatives we took. We are reaping the benefits of those policy decisions. In fact, this particular topic, role of ICT in promoting peaceful Indo-Pak relations, would have sounded like a science fiction back in 1980. Today it's something we can seriously talk about. This postdoctoral research actually began on 19th of September 2012 when Professor Barrico offered me an opportunity to do this postdoctoral research. What I've tried to do and what I'm going to speak and what I would suggest is at any point in time if you feel you need to ask me some questions, please raise your hand and I'll try and respond there and then, rather than wait for the end of this. The 5 topics that I'm going to cover are the following. Is Indo-Pak relations really relevant for the world community in general and United States of America in particular? This is the first topic that I'm going to talk about because Indo-Pak relations are important to us as Indians. But why should they be important to you or to the world community in general? Having covered this, I will move on to what is it that happened? What is the nature of discord between these two countries? And I have divided this into 2 parts. What is it that happened in 1947 when these two nations took birth and which has locked these two countries in seemingly unending cycle of hate? That's the first part of this. And the second part is why it happened. The third now I'll come to using collaborative powers of ICT for bringing about a social change. Can ICTs bring about a social change is the third topic I will try and discuss. The fourth topic that I'll go on to is designing and implementing structured ICT platform for doing so. And finally, we'll try and identify issues of relevance to the young generation, which is unburdened by the past, where collaboration is not only desirable, but today, thanks to technology, also eminently practical. The genesis of this postdoctoral research topic lay in a weekend trip that I took back in 2001 when I was attending a workshop in Bayer AG, which is a German multinational headquartered in Leverkusen, Germany. And on a weekend we decided to travel to Paris with my colleagues. Traveling from Cologne to Paris, we just took a train, we took a flight, we went across. It was just like taking a flight from Baton Rouge to Boston. No change of currency, no passports, no nothing. This was amazing to me because we were traveling from one sovereign country to another sovereign country. And Germany and France, as you know, have been at war with each other for centuries. There is a century-old discord between these two nations. And compared to Germany and France, India and Pakistan feud is not even a century old. So if these two nations could form a union, what is it that prevents India and Pakistan from doing so? And this was a question which lay dormant in my mind, and that's when Professor Barika offered me this opportunity to provide some contribution to the possibility of making Indo-Pak Union at some point in future. I jumped at it. Mutual hate is not the only thing India and Pakistan share. Dr. Manmohan Singh, our Indian Prime Minister, was born in a village which is now in Pakistan. The present-day President of Pakistan, Mr. Hussain, was born in Agra, which is part of India. We do have sporting ties with each other. You know, recently when an Indian tennis star, Sania Mirza, married a Pakistani cricketer, there was not much of a fuss about it. So, is Indo-Pak Union such a far-fetched dream? Dreams are important because they give purpose to our life. But dreaming without being aware of ground realities is not something I would advocate in a reputed business school like this. And hence this doctoral research, or postdoctoral research, which is about understanding ground realities and working towards changing them, inspired by a dream that hopefully would be realized within our lifetime. And as students of management science, this is what you would be doing more or less in your working life in corporates. I've taken the liberty of doing this research not necessarily in a sequential manner in the 5 topics that I have identified. Yet academic discipline now requires that I try and put some structure to the chaos that I have created. So let me first take up this topic of why Indo-Pak relations have anything to do with your interest or the interest of the world community. If there is a heaven, it is here, it is here, it is here. That is what was said by a Mughal emperor when he visited the state of Jammu and Kashmir about a few centuries ago. The physical beauty of the state, Jammu and Kashmir, remains the same. However, things have changed. It's now divided between India and Pakistan. It's a very hotly contested territory. There have been 4 wars between India and Pakistan over the issue of Jammu and Kashmir. And in fact, President Clinton once actually said that Indo-Pak border happens to be the hottest nuclear hotspot in the world. That's one place where nuclear war can potentially take place. Let me now digress from Indo-Pak relations to 9/11, which happened here unfortunately. And I'm sure that's a day that's indelibly imprinted on our mind. We can all remember precisely the moment when we first heard about it. I was in Delhi that time, and my teenage daughter rang up and she said, she was screaming on the phone, "Papa, there's been an attack on New York, the World Trade Center has been hit." So my first response, like anybody else, was, come on.